Silence gives us a new way of looking at something. It takes oil to keep the lamps burning. The poorest of the poor are those who feel that they are unloved. We must never get into the habit of being preoccupied with the future. There is no reason to do so. God is there. Love should be as natural as living and breathing. It is only by frequent deaths of ourselves and our self-centered desires that we can come to live more fully. Prayer is in all things, in all gestures. When you look at the sacred host, you understand how much Jesus loves you now. The time we spend in having our daily audience with God is the most precious part of the whole day. Every human being in that case resembles Christ in his loneliness, and that is the hardest part. That's real hunger. Give a glass of water, you give it to me. Receive a little child, you receive me. I have the feeling that we are in such a hurry that we do not have time to look at one another and smile. If we are Christians, we must look like Christ. This is my deep conviction. Each of us is merely a small instrument. All of us, after accomplishing our mission, will disappear. Even when the urgent is good, the good can keep you from your best, keep you from your unique contribution, if you let it. If you pray more, you will pray better. Prayer does not demand that we interrupt our work, but that we continue working as if it were a prayer. It is a just retribution for improper sexual misconduct. Our poverty is freedom. This is our poverty. The giving up our freedom to dispose of things, to choose, to possess. Today it is fashionable to talk about the poor. Unfortunately, it is not fashionable to talk with them. Look at the cross and you will know what one soul means to Jesus. A mother is the heart of the home. How sad it is when someone comes to you looking for Jesus and all they see is you. Do not look for Jesus away from yourselves. He is not out there. He is in you. Keep your lamp burning, and you will recognize Him. God has created us to love and to be loved, and this is the beginning of prayer, to know that He loves me, that I have been created for greater things. Each time people come into contact with us, they must become different and better people because of having met us. We must radiate God's love. On certain continents, poverty is more spiritual than material, a poverty that consists of loneliness, discouragement, and the lack of meaning in life. What is called generosity is usually only the vanity of giving. We enjoy the vanity more. If you can't feed 100 people, then just feed one. Love is a fruit in season at all times, and within reach of every hand. Anyone may gather it and no limit is set. Everyone can reach this love through meditation, spirit of prayer, and sacrifice, by an intense inner life. Try to put in the hearts of your children a love for home. Make them long to be with their families. So much sin could be avoided if our people really loved their homes. At the moment of death we will not be judged according to the number of good deeds we have done or by the diplomas we have received in our lifetime. We will be judged according to the love we have put into our work. To be pure, to remain pure, can only come at a price, the price of knowing God and loving Him enough to do His will. He will always give us the strength we need to keep purity as something as beautiful for Him. Everything starts from prayer. Without asking God for love, We cannot possess love, and still less are we able to give it to others. Just as people today are speaking so much about the poor but they do not know or talk to the poor, we too cannot talk so much about prayer and yet not know how to pray. The more you have, the more you are occupied, the less you give. But the less you have, the more free you are. Poverty for us is a freedom. It is not mortification, a penance. It is joyful freedom. There is no television here, no this, no that. But we are perfectly happy. I realized that I had the call to take care of the sick and the dying, the hungry, the naked, the homeless, to be God's love in action to the poorest of the poor. That was the beginning of the Missionaries of Charity. Sometimes it is harder for us to smile at those who live with us, the immediate members of our families, than it is to smile at those who are not so close to us. Let us never forget, love begins at home.